Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It's 2:28 p.m. on September 13th, 2025 in downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is 23 degrees outside on a sunny afternoon in the city. In this video, I travel for 5.6 kilometers, starting in the downtown core at Waterfront SkyTrain Station, then ride the Expo Line SkyTrain east to Main Street Science World Station, continuing on foot west along the Olympic Village Walk, south through Hinge Park, east on West 2nd, and north on Quebec, ending my trek back at Main Street Science World Station. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me super thanks. For updates, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe. Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here, just riding on the Expo Line SkyTrain. We left Waterfront Station and we are now over at Forestwood Station. So just sit back and enjoy the ride because it's a busy SkyTrain, so we'll keep the camera on the window.
Train to Production Way, University.
Is this for YouTube or something? Yeah.
Train to Production Way, University.
And we just pulled into the Stadium Chinatown Station, and then we're gonna head on over.
Train to Production Way, University.
And we're gonna head on over to Main Street Science Road Station and head off from there, and we're heading on over to Hinge Park. So come on with me.
The next station is Main Street, Science World. Doors will open on the left. Exit here for long-distance rail and bus services from Pacific Central Station.
Okay, let's head on out. Welcome to Main Street Science World Station. We're now walking along a Terminal Ave over here, heading on over to Science World, just across the way. That'll take us to the Seawall path, where we can walk on over to Hinge Park. And then from there, I'm going to go and head on up to West 2nd Ave, so that we can make a loop back to the SkyTrain station here. There's Science World right there. That big silver orb. So we'll head this way. You can see the fence here. So the fence was put up because there's some structurally unsound parts to the Seawall path over here along the Olympic Village walk. It walks a long part of a pier, and some of the supports that go into the water have become weak, so they're currently working on repairing it. So we'll find out when it's open. But other than that, you know, they have a beautiful trail here that they made up in the meantime, so it's really nice to be able to at least have something still nice and wide and open here for us until they could fix the issue. Temporary trail right here. Really well done. Enjoy the fact that they made a nice big gravel path for us. And then there's parts of the seawall right there. And they're just waiting to get repaired. They're working on the underground part. The upper ground part isn't the problem. It's the underground part that's in the water. That's the issue. You can see that this has always been a very busy bike path out and over area on over here. Here's another shot of Science World for you. As well as you can see a little bit of the old seawall that they are working on to repair. So this currently right now is the Seawall path, and this is the Olympic Village walk we're on. The reroute for the Olympic Village walk. And this is the old Olympic Village right on over here. Looks like some buskers getting ready to do their thing. Over here we're by the Creekside Community Center. We got a community garden over here and a nice little community area for people to go in. And of course this is the backside on over here. They also have the Creekside Paddling Center. And that's where you can learn to paddle rowboats, canoes, kayaks, dragon boats. They don't breathe fire, they're just boats, but they're pretty darn cool. It's just a general nice area just to kind of hang out and vibe and see a bunch of people just coming down here. Let's go for a walk or chill on a bench, look at the water, maybe tire out their dogs. A lot of families will come on over here too. They don't too often picnic over here, but they come on over here and chill out. It's pretty interesting to see. There's some big parks where the families will just come and set up a barbecue and hang out all day. Those are awesome. You'll see that in Stanley Park a lot. People will make an outing, or Fion's Fields over in Kitsilano Beach Park. It's another popular spot. Here's the sea bus coming on into the Olympic Village dock right on over here. And it's right down there. So we'll head on over to Hinge Park, and that'll get us to a part of our destination. Then we're gonna head along West 2nd Ave and make a loop back to the SkyTrain station. Really giving you a look at part of the Olympic Village here. Not all of it, but part of it. In the Olympic Village, this is where the athletes came during the 2010 Winter Olympics. Some of the buildings that were here were renovated. Some of them were newly built. And now they have turned them into rental accommodations and as well as condominiums. So some people own and some people rent. That's just how it is on over here. That's a racing canoe out there in the water. They don't look like your regular canoes. And that's right, it's a racing canoe. There's a difference, much more sleek and streamlined. You can see on over here, it's a bit of a runner's paradise. These are the towers that are over in Chinatown. Beautiful mountain views from here too.
Right, but it doesn't start until next year.
Up ahead, this is Hinge Park. The Seawall path, when it turns green on over here, it goes through part of Hinge Park. And that's really what the Seawall does. It connects. It's like the longest uninterrupted recreational path in all of Canada. And one of the longest in the world as well. So, like back in my hometown of Toronto, they had nice little spots where you could walk along the harbor front, like in the harbor front neighborhood or the South Core and stuff like that. But it was never like fully connected. And but over here, it's all connected, and it's really long. Like you can go the equivalent of like from Sunnyside Beach in Toronto all the way over to the beaches and further, based on the trail system that's set up here, all uninterrupted. So if you want to ride a bike on it, there's certain bike sections that are a little different from the walking sections. We're on one of the walking and running sections right now. But yeah, you can bike uninterrupted, you can walk uninterrupted. I guess if you want to hop or skip or scooter, you can do that too. So whatever floats your boat. And it's so cool, it's so nice, because you get to see a lot of Vancouver when you come on down to the Seawall Trail. You got this little area right on over here. It's like, it's always connected, but it turns into a little bit more of an island when high tide comes. It's high tide right now, so you can see a bit of the pool of the water there. It provides a little bit of a respite place for some people. Takes them away from the main part of the shore. And there's a trail that goes all the way around that little island there. Pretty fun to see. Here's another example so you can see. So when it gets to real high tide sometimes, all you have is the walking path there, and that makes it kind of fun too. This is more of a moderate high tide. High tides can have like, you can have your like minimum high tide, your moderate high tide, or your high tide, or your major high tide. And those aren't technical terms, those are just some terms some people use when trying to describe the area. So let's wait for the cyclists here. Okay, and we're clear on the other side, so we'll cross the street. But you need to look both ways when you're crossing that street. So welcome to Hinge Park. Just walking past where the doggos hang out. There's lots of little nooks and corners over here, both for kids but also for adults. Nice little boardwalks and stuff like that. Definitely worth coming to. And if you got a doggo, just bring them on down, tire them out. Here's the creek that runs through this area too. That's what I really like about Hinge Park. Got a little bit of a boardwalk up here. Oh, look at that right there. You got some decos. Hey guys, good to see ya. This will take us back to Columbia Street on over here. Oh, Lily, that's not normal. So this is Columbia Street we're on. and we'll head on up to West 2nd to make that loop, and we'll head on back to Main Street Science World Station. So this is Columbia and West First Ave, across the street here. Again, Columbia and West First Ave. Hey Crow, good to see you. You can see the vibe out here. There's a lot of families, kids being raised in some of these buildings. A lot of these buildings will have like 2 or 3 room condominiums or apartments. So it is an okay place to raise a kid. Or 2. And then also, there's also those smaller apartment buildings, those 1-bedrooms for, you know, like couples and young professionals and stuff like that as well. So great little area to live in. There's the restaurants dotted throughout. Okay. Some of them are a little bit more affordable than others. But, you know, if you can't, if you don't like what you got on over here, you can still live here and head on over to other areas of the city to enjoy some of the food. Yeah, some really, really good food on over here. Okay, welcome to West 2nd Ave. This is Strega, or this is Nook right on over here. This is one of our viewers' favorite places. Brooke, she likes the Vine Street one, or is it, no, U Street one, over in Kitsilano. But Nook you can find also in Denman Street and over here on West 2nd Ave. There goes the 84 bus. It's gonna head all the way up to UBC. Stops over at Olympic Village Station. And that's where I usually catch it if I'm heading on up into that area. It also passes through Fairview, Kitsilano, and West Point Grey. So gives you some good access to the west side of the city. So definitely something to consider. And it acts almost like a rapid bus, but it is not a rapid bus. So something to keep in mind as well. It stops at a few less stops than a normal bus would. And it also has that large articulated bus size. So this is the intersection of Manitoba and West 2nd Ave. And we'll continue to stroll as planned along West 2nd here. when you're down here, you can really see how this area has changed. The nice big buildings for the Olympic Village, and then you also have a lot of the old factory buildings that are down here as well. It's a very interesting contrast as this neighborhood continues to change and gentrify. So, like, tech companies are now moving into the factory areas and stuff like that, as well as galleries and restaurants. So it's not the same as it used to be. And like 20 years ago, this place was or over 20 years ago, this place was a whole lot more industrial, with a lot of automotive, but other industrial businesses as well. And just wait for this car. That's that one drove right through the walk. Oh, Nelly. Some drivers. I wasn't on the street yet though, so it's poor driving, but at least they're not doing anything real bad, like pulling out right in front of me. So you can see like all the factory buildings on over here that have changed over time. In there you can find different restaurants. You can still find some factory businesses and stuff like that. There's like the Century car wash right on over here. Not open today. And part of the reason is, if you look across the street here, okay, you can see a for lease sign on one of these old buildings on over here. Really trying to get more people to walk in, and if you keep it as just industrial, it's not going to work, so they turn it into office space and trying now to get the office people. But of course, after the great event, there's less of a need for offices. As much as I hear on the media that companies are trying to get their employees to return back to the office, I don't really necessarily always see that in reality. It's like some companies want you back in the office, especially in the financial companies that are dealing with a lot more sensitive data. But if you're not with one of those, sometimes your company's fine with you just working from home and saving money on the office space. That's something we found out from the great event, and something that is a little more positive for some people's lives, because you can work from home, you can be home more often. They're with the kids, or in my case with a husband, or anything else all the time. But it's nice to be able to do that once in a while as well. So this is the intersection of Quebec and East 2nd. I'll cross the street in just a moment. Okay, looks like the cross is here, so we'll cross, head on up. So we'll turn on Quebec Street here. This will take us past the Mountain Equipment Co-op store over here at Quebec and West 2nd. And Quebec Street here will take us back to the SkyTrain station. This is the intersection of East 1st and Quebec Street. And along East 1st Ave is a bike path. Looks like there's a little bit of construction on the bike path over there, but there's other bike paths in and around that make a larger bike path network, so you can probably get around that pretty easy. Looks like they're doing a little bit of construction right on over here at Mario's Gelato. I'll just wait to cross the street. There we go. For example, you can see a bike path over here. You can see in the background some of the buildings that are here in the Olympic Village. Olympic Village goes all the way out to Main Street, which is just one more block over. And of course, the Olympic Village is bordered by Cambie Street to the west, West 2nd to the south, Main Street to the east, and Falls Creek and a little bit of Terminal Ave to the south. And that's what makes up the Olympic Village. All the people that live in it. It is a sub-neighborhood of Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant being the larger neighborhood that the Olympic Village sits in. But because it was the athletes' village for the 2010 Winter Olympics, and it changed the landscape of Vancouver so quickly, it really sticks in people's minds these days as being just an area that is really distinctly the Olympic Village. It's also very densely populated compared to a lot of the rest of Mount Pleasant. So you get a different vibe on over here. It really is its own neighborhood. But yeah, it's part of Mount Pleasant neighborhood too. So when you're in the Olympic Village, you're also in Mount Pleasant. And it gets more complicated from there. That's what makes everything interesting here in Vancouver. These complications and interesting items are just like, they're not hurting anyone. They're just labels and names people put on places. Just makes things interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's one of the last drive-through McDonald's in all of the city of Vancouver. A lot of the McDonald's are starting to change. I'm not sure if there's another drive-in McDonald's or not, so that's why I'm saying one of the last. I'm not sure. Don't go to McDonald's too often, except for breakfast every once in a while. Sometimes you can catch me on a Saturday morning and I just got a hankering. Not every Saturday. Got a hankering for a breakfast sandwich. Just love them. Just love them. But again, I don't eat them all the time. There goes the English food truck up ahead there. If you saw that big orange truck. That's heading on over to the Bike the Night event over in David Lamb Park. This is the intersection of Terminal Ave and Quebec Street. I'll just wait across the street in a moment. It's almost our turn. we go. And we are over here now on Terminal Ave. We're also by the SkyTrain station. So let's head on into the SkyTrain station. And here we are, over in the SkyTrain station. Looks like they got a train stopped on the track here. This is interesting. I was not expecting that. Very interesting to see. Very, very interesting. You can see it right in there. It's kind of stopped right there. Those types of things happen. I'm sure they're working on it right now. And so I've been in one of those trains before that's got stuck out on the tracks. And it takes them probably like 5-10 minutes. Yeah, it's going off now, so not a big problem. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming along today. Just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day. Bye. Oh, here comes my train.